What's going on, folks, and welcome back to the party. We're about 1 month out from the end of yet another fairly depressing year for MMOs, and it's time to continue our monthly tradition for covering progress for the one I'm putting all my current hope into for delivering an experience I'm actually looking for. I'm talking, of course, about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. So as always, we're catching up on our monthly producer's letter, and this videos will be for October. It starts off by them talking about how exciting of a month it was for the team at Visionary Realms. They saw their pre-alpha servers brought back online for the first time since the HDRP and vinyl conversions, reached a peak concurrency of over 500 players, all active in a single zone, and left us literally begging for more after dumps upon dumps of information and screenshots showcasing some of our exciting pre-alpha experiences.
Please, sir. I want some more.
Luckily for us, the performance and stability of this recent test gave Visionary Realms the assurances they needed to start conducting more frequent testing with less downtime between each, which is something that was echoed in the recent developer livestream done on their channel. They're hoping to start these as-needed sessions during this month, with their primary goal of testing being the combat balancing and pacing. The dates for these tests should be getting shared with us soon, but in regards to the Co-Carnage livestream that was planned for this previous month, personally I think it'll happen somewhere in the realm of January to mid-March, but they could potentially just skip over it and might have something planned in its place. Before we dive into this infamous alpha tracker, they do mention in this producer letter that the Dark Myr models have been revised and completed, which means that they are actually making some progress on that front, as the last time we talked about this before the pre-alpha, they only had the revised human models completed and were just getting started on the rest. In addition to these, they mentioned that they started on the implementation of swimming, enhanced aggro systems, the completion of their first in-house flora assets for Thronefast and surrounding regions, the completion of improvements to the terrain rendering and biome generation, and improvements to how the assets are packaged and managed by the client. Now before we get to the alpha tracker, just a quick look at the November calendar for this month. Taking a dive into the past, the VIP backers had the Bring Out Your Devs on the 3rd, which featured a session with the environmental concept artist Brett Knuckles. On the 10th, just a few days ago, we had the developer livestream featuring their year-end review Q&A, and in just a few days on the 17th, we'll be treated to yet another Parting the Veil live featuring a discussion between Joppa and Minus on the design elements of Pantheon, followed by the November newsletter on the 24th. So the developers have made it through yet another month of roadmap to alpha progress, and it's time for us to take a look at their progress. As always, we'll be skipping over the topics that haven't really had any change in favor of any that have made any actual headway. Let's go ahead and get started. First topic on the list that's seen some updates is, of course, classes and combat. For this month, they've completed the initial implementation of diversified aggro types, completed rebalancing on the passive armor/weapon values, NPC attributes and health values, damage calculations, and readiness generation, initiated a rebalancing pass of the techniques and adjustments to rules associated with costs, cooldowns, and effects, completed balancing pass on spell accuracy, adjusted the effect of constitution and wisdom attributes, in addition to adjusting the starting attributes, growth rates, and health/mana pools for various races and classes. The next on our list is the changes to the networking overhaul. For this one, we only have one real change, which is an improvement to entity culling parameters to support faster rendering of entities at further distance, and a list of the key post-vinyl functionality still in the pending phase. Despite the climbing improvement showing as updated, they still seem to be showing the same changes, so this one is likely near the same progression stage as before. Now for the next one, swimming has actually gone from to-do to in progress with the implementation of the breath bar/suffocation mechanics, and implemented water volume detection plus Z-axis movement, which will allow us to move through it. For the last two sections, the audio remains unchanged, but for the art section, we have several new additions, including the completion of the new Dark Myr female and male models that we mentioned before. For the zone section alone, we have quite a few. Visual polish is ongoing for points of interest in Thronefast. They've incorporated new Thronefast dwellings into the village of Avalia, completed the birch tree models and initiated work on Thronefast flora, completed a second pass on giant ruin materials, props and layouts in Wild's End, and both additional quality passes for lighting/post-processing and the implementation of enhanced lighting and storm effects. I think they also mentioned this during the livestream, but in the NPC models section, they confirmed the completion of 4 additional NPC types and variants. Understandably, most of their focus seems to be on revising the character models and level design, so I think that'll be the majority of the changes we see in this section for the next few months, but my hope is that they'll finish up at least one more zone before the end of December, and right now it's looking like Wild's End. In the meantime though, thanks as always to all of you for watching, have a great night, and farewell.